Hey everybody, this is Dream, and today I'm going to be reviewing Beach Buggy Racing 2 Island Adventure. Beach Buggy Racing 2 is developed by Vector Unit and published by Vector Unit. Obviously, they made Beach Buggy Racing 1, and that's a game that I was a big fan of. They also have made Riptide games and Hydro Thunder games on Xbox. Um, so, Beach Buggy Racing is a racing, arcade racing game, rather, and it's kind of got the Mario Kart feel because you collect items on the tracks, and you need to utilize those in order to knock other cars off the track, slowing them down and things of that nature, so you can get to the front and win each race. These games are very difficult. This game, however, is a little bit easier because they have difficulty settings that you can play with. However, there are achievements for winning all the gold trophies on 1000 HP, which is the hardest difficulty with default settings. So it's not going to be a easy game for completion from that perspective. But if you're just going to go for the completion in the adventure mode, then you can play on any difficulty, and that's going to be relatively easy for you. Especially if you're good at racing games. Uh, Also, lots of different achievements for doing different things with different types of power ups, like using fireballs to burn a car, blast a car, and bullseye a car, or shock and pass an opponent who shock and pass you early in the race, or hitting an opponent with a spring and flower power at the same time. All these things are going to be able to be done while you progress through the story and collect all the new power ups as you go, or you can play in the trophy championships and things, and you'll have all the power ups available to you at the beginning. At the front of that, um, you will unlock all the you will unlock cars and skins and costumes and characters as you progress through the Adventure Cup. And so I definitely recommend doing that first because you're going to have achievements tied to that as well. And because you're just going to get the main part of the game. Um, Comparing this to the first one, I think this is a nice improvement. The only downside I think this game has is that while it does appear to add a couple new tracks, it also utilizes the same tracks from the original game, and I would have liked to see a lot more added tracks, new tracks to the game. It does have some, but I'm not sure that it has enough. Um, like I played the first 20 or so races, and I didn't. I feel like I played only tracks that I've only played before, so I could be slightly wrong about that, but I think most of the races were not anything new, and so that kind of gave me an added advantage because I was able to play uh, the because I had already played the first game, so I kind of knew what I was doing on a lot of the tracks and where some of the secret places were on the tracks. I mean, what they could have done, I think, is that they could have adjusted the tracks that they have and made them slightly different so that you wouldn't, if you played the first game, you wouldn't know exactly what you were doing. But with that said, there are some new tracks as well, so that's, it's okay to have some of the same tracks, but I just feel like most of the game has been pushing around the same tracks that I used in the first game, and uh, that was kind of disappointing. Um, Overall, though, the game is pretty straightforward and what you need to do. It's not going to be a fast completion from an achievement perspective, but if you're pretty good at racing games, then you're going to be able to do pretty well at this, I think. Um, it's basically just understanding how to use power ups and what cars to use based on the maps and things of that nature. Um, and that's pretty much, what you need to know about the game. As for the racing aspect of the game, the what do you call it, the slingshot effect is very abundant in this game as it was in the first game. And so if you get way behind, then the game is going to kind of help you along. But if you get way ahead, then they're going to catch up to you quickly. I don't particularly like that necessarily, but again, like on the hardest difficulty, like you're gonna have to play really, really good in order to be able to win races. And so, don't be, you may not be able to get all the achievements if you're not great at racing games, but hopefully you can hopefully you can overcome some of that. There are information that you can utilize in order to figure out which power-ups are the best to utilize when it comes to your car and things of that nature. And because each car has different bonuses and things, and so do characters. That's pretty much all I have to say about this one. It's a pretty decent game. For the price tag of $19.99, I actually think that's pretty solid for a racing game of this type. And if you're a fan of Mario Kart, then you're going to like this game quite a bit. And I think this is one of the better racing games, arcade racing like Mario Kart style games that are on Xbox. A lot of them usually either cost a lot more, like the Nickelodeon games, and they're not quite as well done. I feel like this game they really put the time in, and I was actually surprised that the price was that cheap. I typically see these types of racing games to be more expensive. You can also get the first Beach Buggy racing game for $10, so I definitely recommend that one as well. I've played that one quite a bit, and that's a good game. It's an independent. This is a pretty good racing series that they have going on here. So I definitely recommend both of those games, and that's pretty much all I have to say. Have a nice day, everybody.